What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Seven Figure Photographer Live. Sorry about that. Everything decided to update like 2 minutes before I decided to go live. So we're here, ready to go. I hope everybody is having an amazing or had an amazing holiday. It's time to get back to work. January 2nd, we are ready to charge for it. I hope everybody is ready to take a look at your business and decide what you want to do going forward and how you want to approach everything going on with your business, whether it be good, bad, and different. Today we're going to talk about a SWOT analysis, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. I'm sure many of you have heard of the SWOT analysis, but that's what we're going to talk about today: your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And before we do that, let's have a quick intro. What's up, guys? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sam Marvin, and I have been in the photography industry for 25 plus years. While I love being a creative, business is my passion, and elevating the industry of photography is my focus. I created the Seven Figure Photographer to share my journey to seven figures and to help others find their way too.
That's amazing.
Okay, so for those of you who are new here, if there's anybody new here, please make sure to comment, tell us where you're watching from, or just say hi. I'd love to see who is in the group. I'm going to try to change up my windows here just so I can actually see the comments. Mia is not here today with us yet. And so, yeah, let's see if I can figure all this stuff out. She's not here to answer any of the questions or comments. So I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here today. So I'm trying to move stuff over and get everything all situated here good. So hopefully everything's working. Everybody can hear me okay. I can't see anything, but we should be good. Okay, so let's talk about a SWOT analysis. Obviously, one of my favorite things to do at the beginning of the year is to really take a good hard look. Last time we were live, we talked about budgeting, setting up budgets for the year, looking at what you've done in the past year and using that as kind of a springboard or as a baseline for how you're going to look at the New Year's budget. For those of you who are all set up in QuickBooks or on top of things for the first year, guys, I'm like on top of it. I waited all year to do all of my transactions in QuickBooks, but I'm all ready. I got everything updated and I am on top of it. All I have to do is close out the last couple of days of the year, and my profit and loss is all clean and good. Even went through and organized all of my stuff in QuickBooks, my categories and different stuff like that. And so I'm really pretty well set, ready to go, and looking at budgets for the upcoming year. Now, that's always a good thing to do, but also we need to take like a 10,000 foot view or look at our business. What are the things that we're doing well with? What are the things we're sucking at? What are the things, we could have opportunities with? And what are the things that could potentially take us all down? Which is basically your SWOT analysis. Now, in a roundabout way, this is like one of those things that I talk about on a lot of occasions. I just don't put it into this, what would you call it? Like this corral of a SWOT analysis. But what we're always doing is looking at where are the bottlenecks in the business, which are technically those weaknesses. What are the things that can affect us going like future wise, which are our threats, those kinds of things. So ultimately, I'm going to talk about these four things, and then we're going to do a quick, I actually got my iPad here, and we'll do a quick, so you can see my terrible drawing. Mia will be laughing at me and making fun of me. But I'll do a quick little drawing of a SWOT analysis, and then I'm going to let you guys go to do your own SWOT analysis and to really look at your business and what you can do to make things better this year. So first of all, obviously SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So first of all, what are your strengths? Well, obviously this is this is a good exercise to do no matter what. Take a piece of paper, write down what are the strengths you have in your business. For instance, in my business, one of my strengths is that we do have a lot of systems in place. Now, one of my weaknesses is that sometimes we don't follow those systems, or sometimes I don't necessarily hold people to following those systems, or I don't manage them well and focus on making sure that everybody in the business is actually following those systems, which those are some of my weaknesses. But your strengths are, what are the things that you do in your business that kind of outshine everybody else? Or for example, what are some of your characteristics, your capabilities? What are the things that you might be strong at? Maybe it's branding, maybe it's systems, maybe it's communication. There's one of my weaknesses. So all those things you're going to look at and determine, okay, what are my strengths? And you're just going to make a list of all your strengths that you have in your business and that you do well with. So the next is obviously weaknesses. And I don't know how you could be more clear about it. Like, go in, write down all the areas of your business where you struggle, the things that, maybe it's financing or finances, maybe it's understanding marketing, maybe it's, let's see here, not being able to keep up with trends. Like that's one of the things that we sometimes struggle with. And then, so make that list. Next is going to be your opportunities. What opportunities do you have in your business? Now, the one thing that I want you to be careful about, and I see this a lot with photographers, is we have this belief that, oh, well, I have opportunities because I could do this, or I could just, for instance, I'm going to use Kelly as an example here. Kelly is, she's a thinker and she likes business. Now, obviously, some of you don't know who Kelly is. She's one of my coaching clients. She loves business and she's always thinking, what could I do more? But sometimes when we have a tendency to get out of our lane or not stay focused, and sometimes that recognizing the opportunities can actually be a weakness. We've talked about analysis paralysis before, long time ago. Learning so much and having kind of overload with what you have to the point that you don't get things done. Sometimes we do that in our opportunities. We start chasing too much because we just want to make money. It's one of the most common things photographers do on a regular basis. They try to do everything. They try to be the boudoir photographer, the baby photographer, the Sweet 16 photographer, the what are those quinceañeras, wedding photographer, senior photographer, family photographer. We try to do it all because we want to be considered a photographer and we want to make money in that. And so sometimes we have to tone it down and we have to say, okay, these are great opportunities, but I need to focus on the ones that are kind of, stay in your lane. That's kind of where you go with that. So look at your opportunities. Then what are the threats? And the threats, this is actually really interesting. Something that I learned a long time ago in my business that I've always really stressed about is not growing with the trends. For instance, we're seeing a huge shift. Actually, we're not even seeing it. It's already shifted. It's already happened, where video is really the focus on everything. Video advertising, video in Reels, in TikTok, and video on Facebook, all those things. And the power in video is incredible. But what's happened is that apps like Instagram, which are predominantly a photo app, have moved to this focus to where their algorithms are more suited to video. And so if you're not posting video, you're losing out opportunity. You're missing those growing trends because it's we're photographers. Well, why would we have video? Well, maybe you don't necessarily do video in your business, but you have to create video and put yourself out there for people, because otherwise the algorithms, the trends, people want to see video. People want to feel a connection to you. And so you have to look at that opportunity and those trends. Another big one that's happening right now, and guys, this is actually really, it's kind of blowing my mind, but the AI trend. I'm really like, my mind is kind of like, okay, where is this going and what is it going to do to my business? And that is a good thing to be thinking about. What are the threats in your business? What are the things that could eventually or quickly take you out? Okay, some unforeseen threats. Look at COVID. COVID was one of those unforeseen threats in many of our businesses, but that is a real life thing now because ultimately the world could be shut down overnight and your business could be in a world of hurt. If you're not good with your finances or good with adapting to those changes, you're going to suffer and you're going to potentially, not for sure, you're going to potentially fail. Guys, I'm not seeing any comments in the comment section, so maybe I'm just boring you, but will somebody comment just so that I can make sure that this is all working and I'm not just talking to nothing? And maybe it's just not seeing. Okay, so now I mentioned the whole concept of AI. Interestingly, and this was kind of just a fun exercise today, I used AI to choose my topic today. I used AI to write my script for my YouTube video. Now, obviously, I'm kind of like, I don't adhere to anything. So it's like I'm doing what I want to do. But all the thoughts, ideas, everything was literally done by AI today. Even down to the having AI choose like or give me suggestions about what to do as far as like the picture, the thumbnail, what to say in the text message that went out to all of you. And I know maybe that doesn't like blow your guys' mind, but it blows my mind. And it's good to look at those things and those potential threats to our business and understand, okay, if I don't adapt, then I could potentially be lost completely in the business. So I don't think anything is working. Maybe I'm wrong, but it says that there's no data. Okay, I'm going to keep going because I think this is working, but maybe I'm really wrong. Actually, nobody wouldn't be commenting. Let me see if Mia has sent me any messages. Nope, nothing. Okay, well, I'm going to keep going. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to actually do an example of a SWOT analysis. I'm going to make it kind of vague and quick just because I want you guys to see what it is we're doing here and then give you an opportunity to kind of go from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually switch over to my, oh, you know what? I don't know that I have, I may not be able to do this for you. Let me think about I'm not sure why okay, we're going to try a little something here. Sorry for the delay. Plug that into there. Well, that might be an out. Okay, that's probably why that's not showing up. Sometimes I forget how I have everything set up here, and uh-oh. Did I put, oh, I pulled the wrong one. Okay, you guys probably lost everything. All right, how about this? Okay, hopefully we're all set up here and we can move along with that. Okay, I believe that's 5. Okay, so here is, I'm gonna do, okay, my wife says, and Josh says we can see comments. I just can't see anything on my end, and so hopefully and obviously everybody's able to see this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a quick SWOT analysis. What I want you guys to do is kind of watch this, and I want you to think about what you can do with it. And then when we're done here, I'm going to set you free and let you go do your own SWOT analysis, and then you can upload it for me. So here's your opportunity to make fun of my drawing. I'm so glad I can't see the comments because that's where I would get nervous. Okay, so I'm going to use orange here. I'm just going to draw a straight line down the middle of the page and hold it so it goes straight. Draw one across. So we're just going to make a quadrant, basically like we used to do in, what was it called? Foursquare, I think is what it's called. So then we're going to write up here at the top SWOT analysis. Now, over here, we're going to do our strengths. Oh dear, can't spell. Weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So we already talked about like some of my strengths here are systems. Now, obviously, it's something that I can get better at. Let's see. We have video in our system, which is a strength. We have a good team. Okay, so there's just a couple of the strengths. Weaknesses. Now, this is, I already mentioned that communication can sometimes be an issue for us. One of the other things that we run into is just honestly having too many systems in place, and like I said, managing the systems. You know, sometimes I struggle with managing my team. Okay, there's a couple of weaknesses. Opportunities. So what are some of the opportunities we have? This is a great spot to look at really what is the equipment you already have in place? What are the opportunities you have because of the equipment, or what are the things you're missing out on? So for us, one thing that I've kind of been noticing this year is, and I know this is something that I've kind of harped on for a long time and made fun of, but the whole concept of minis, I think is really powerful. And it took me a lot of time to get behind it and just to really experience it well, to the point that I could, let me see if I can, no, I can't. To just kind of get on board with it. So minis, what are some other or opportunities that we might have? Something such as, this one's a little bit more challenging for me. Well, I might move on. This one takes a little bit more thought in my mind. Just opportunities. For instance, I have more opportunities with family sessions, so I could really push more of that. Headshots are another big opportunity that I don't do a ton with, but that I could kind of move on. Also, honestly, if I wanted to get into school picture stuff, which I don't want to get into, nor would I don't think I ever would, but who knows. Sports is a good... Okay, why isn't it drawing? I think I messed it up. I went to eraser. Sports. Okay. So, threats. What are some of the threats that you might have in your business? You might have an upcoming photographer. Now, guys, I don't necessarily consider that a threat. I look at it as an opportunity to grow, but realistically, that is definitely something that I constantly recognize. It's not that it's a threat per se, but it's something that I have to say, okay, remember, there's people that, I get stuck in a rut. Like right now, or last year, not so much now. Last year, I kind of got into this low down in the, not necessarily down in the dumps, but I've always said that like people just have to want it worse than me, and that's all it's going to take me out. And so one of the things I try to do is I just try to keep on making things move forward and wanting it more than anybody else. And so it's not that it's necessarily a threat, but it's an opportunity for me to push myself. So another one that I'm going to talk about is the AI trend. It could be a threat, but the one cool thing about threats is all of those threats, we can figure out a way to turn them into opportunities or to turn them into our strengths. So that's something to keep in mind. And then let's see, threats. Here, I'll put fishing in here, because if I fish too much, it's a threat. It can be hard on me. So so that's really just kind of a quick, simple. I know I said simple. Example of a SWOT analysis. Now, what I want you to do once you've made that is just kind of take a look at it and say, okay, what are the things that I can change this year in my business? Now, one thing that I like to do, I typically like to set a theme for myself, an education theme or something about what I want to do for the year. Sometimes people call it, like, they have the word of the year, which might be intentionality or being intentional. Maybe it's finances. Maybe you want to get your financial wealth or health in order. Maybe it's the communication. I always pick like a theme for what I want to study for the year. Like for the last couple of years, it's been marketing. Before that, it was sales, and I did that for a couple of years. Now my education might turn to something new in how I can kind of grow and adapt with those things. So pick something for the year, or maybe it's two things that you can really focus on and do that. Another thing that we've always talked about is kind of the whole concept of the, if I can remember the name of the book, Mia would be here to tell me, the 12-week year, I think is what it's called. And that's really just changing, instead of setting resolutions for the year or goals for the year, decide on a goal for the year. Maybe you want to hit $100,000 in sales this year. Okay. In order to do that, you need to set a goal for the first quarter. And in that first quarter, you need to hit $25,000. And so focus on dividing your goals up into quarters. Focus on 3 months at a time. What is your goal for that 3 months? Because if we're more intentional about those goals, then we can do a better job of achieving what we need to at the end of the year. And ultimately, we could achieve 4 times the amount by the end of the year. So be intentional about that. But use this SWOT analysis as an opportunity to look. Obviously, it's a quick exercise. After you're off this video or you're done watching it, just grab a sheet of paper, draw the 4 quadrants, write down your strengths, weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, and decide what is it that you can work on, what is it that you want to make better. Maybe some of your strengths you want to make better for the year, and not even necessarily for the year. Like I said, do it by quarter. But it's a great opportunity for you to really just take and do a SWOT analysis of your business and look at where your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are, and ultimately make a decision about what you need to do to grow your business this year in 2023. That sounds so weird. I don't know why, but that just sounds weird. That just didn't roll off the tongue right. So ultimately, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope that was beneficial. If you thought it was great, please make sure to share this video. And other than that, guys, I will see you next Monday. I would take your questions, but unfortunately, I can't even see them. So I hope if you guys do have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me right afterwards. If you get the text messages from us, you can send us a text message or just comment in Facebook or here on actually, I'll go back and read all the comments, because once I'm done here, I'll be able to go read all the comments, and I'll make sure to reply to any of the comments or questions in the YouTube video. So like I said, I hope that was beneficial. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful new year, 2023, and have fun. Peace out, Girl Scout.